All right, guys, welcome back to Subliminal Escapes. My name is Steven Stangalini. We appreciate you being here. This episode of Subliminal Escapes, we make our way to Mexico from the Southern California coast on the Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas. What is this vacation going to entail? What is so different about a cruise besides being on water than what we did in previous videos, such as flying to Japan, exploring Japan, Taipei, Taiwan, and going on RV journeys? How is this going to compare? Is the food going to be good? Are the adventures going to be the same? Is the alcohol going to be good? We answer all those questions and more on this episode of Subliminal Escapes. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Subliminal Escapes, where on this edition we are making our way to the Port of Los Angeles in San Pedro, California. San Pedro Port, I think. I'll double check that information. The drive from Phoenix, Arizona is about 6.5 hours from point to point. We live on the east side of Phoenix, and we are making our way to, again, the port to catch our cruise for a 7-day journey down to Mexico. For those of you who have been following the channel, you know we are huge fans of Coco Ichibanya in Japan, and lo and behold, in Southern California, on our way to the cruise port from Phoenix, Arizona, we found Coco Ichibanya. Curry katsu, curry pork, curry chicken, amazing stuff, guys. You've got to try it if you go to SoCal or Japan. Next on our list, the DoubleTree, Port of San Pedro. All right, guys, if you're looking for a place to stay for your cruise when you go out of Los Angeles, I might want to recommend to you the DoubleTree San Pedro. It's conveniently located just about 15-20 minutes from downtown Long Beach. The views behind us are absolutely incredible. It couldn't be perfect weather either. We're maybe about 8 minutes from the cruise port itself. If you're looking for a decent place to stay, you might want to look into this. One of the things we loved about this hotel was just the ambient views, the beautiful courtyard and walkway out along the marina, enjoying the wonderful California sun and weather, giving us an idea of what it was going to be the following days while on board a cruise ship. I tell you guys, you're looking for a place to stay 10 minutes away from the port, I might add. Speaking of the port, after a good night rest, we made our way to the Port of Los Angeles, where we boarded the Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas. Guys, I have got to tell you, the previous cruise we had gone on was the Allure of the Seas, an Oasis class ship, but this ship right here, wow. All right, guys, welcome back to Subliminal Escapes. My name is Steven Stangalini. We appreciate you being here. We are on the Navigator of the Seas for a sailing in August from Southern California to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, followed by Mazatlán and Puerto Vallarta. This is an amazing ship. We have some people on board this ship who are part of our group: my brother, his fiance, my wife, and my best friend. Some of these people have never been on a ship before, and for their first time on a greater than 20-year-old ship, that's recently been amplified. They think this is absolutely amazing. As we continued exploring, I took advantage of not a lot of people being on board since people were still boarding the ship. So I had the opportunity to film a lot of the common areas as they would not normally be, or less crowded, I should say. This is the Royal Promenade, Deck 5, where you will see everything, and it's the heart of the action on the ship. A lot of bars, restaurants, places to eat, a good overall gathering area, cafe, promenade, which is where you get breakfast or pastries, coffees, etc., similar to Starbucks, which is on board the ship, I might add. The Royal Caribbean store, Playmakers, which is a favorite on board many of the Royal Caribbean ships. I tell you guys, this ship was recently amplified, as I mentioned before, and you couldn't tell it was an older, smaller ship. It felt wonderful. Casino Royale had good vibes. The overall energy of the ship was clean, neat, presentable, and always was very pleasing on the eyes. Over here and to the left is where the Starbucks is, right there, if you wanted to get Starbucks while on board the ship. Now I know what you're thinking. What about the rooms? Well, let's take a look. Our room was 8618 on the 8th deck of the ship, maybe a 1-minute walk, if that, from the elevators. Not even that. Guys, we chose an ocean view balcony. I couldn't be more pleased. Now, a lot of people complain about the decor in this room since it is an older ship. Didn't matter to me. Didn't matter to us. We had a place to sleep. We had an air-conditioned room when we wanted to get away. We had a good, clean bathroom, albeit a little small. It did the trick. Some of y'all are looking for crazy stuff. And, I mean, if you want a loft, if you want a suite, get a loft, get a suite. But this, for us, worked very well. My best friend opted for an interior room, and that was fine for him. It really depends on what you're looking for on your vacation. Speaking of which, we made our way back up to the pool deck, where you'll find a lot of Royal Caribbean favorites, guys. El Loco Fresh, where one of the places you can get food that is covered in your cruise fare. Tacos, quesadillas, nachos, burritos, really good Mexican food to snack on while you're out drinking poolside. Speaking of drinking, one of the best places we would constantly go to, hands down, the Lime and the Coconut Bar was a wonderful place to enjoy good cocktails and drinks while out exploring the deck and overlooking the surrounding area. We were still in the port, so we kind of took advantage of looking at the other Royal Caribbean ship. That was the Ovation of the Seas off in the distance, walking around, getting our bearings while enjoying good beverages. Speaking of beverages, we opted for the all-inclusive unlimited drink package, I believe, or the deluxe package, maybe that's what they call it. It was worth every penny for us. Now, that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. Look it up online, guys, and figure out for yourselves if it's worth it. For us, it made sense. We didn't think it would. It absolutely did. During sail away time, we're on the front of the ship where many people attempt to recreate Titanic. And after vibing out there for a little bit, we made our way back to the pool area where the energy was getting there. The vibes were intense, and the atmosphere was festive. Lime and Coconut was definitely cracking and busy at that time. After exploring throughout the day, we had dinner in the main dining room, which you can see pretty good food. Hit or miss at most of the time. Not great, not bad. I enjoyed it for the most part, and that's what's important. The following day, it was back to Cafe Promenade for a quick coffee, and then we begin our day going to Cabo San Lucas. All right, good morning, guys. Welcome to Subliminal Escapes, live from the Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas. We are approaching Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. If you guys have not done a cruise yet, you're trying to decide what cruise line to take, seriously consider Royal Caribbean. This is an older ship, the Navigator of the Seas, part of the Voyager class. I want to say it was launched in 2002, recently amplified in 2021 or 2022, but this ship is absolutely incredible. If I give you a quick tour of what it's like on board, you will see that it still looks as amazing as it did when it came out. Now, if you're thinking about something to do when you go on your cruise, there are shore excursions. You definitely want to look into that. One of them we are going to take today is a catamaran excursion here in Cabo, where once we get off the ship, we do a little bit of snorkeling, we head out, lunch, drinks, dancing, swimming. It's going to be a great time. Again, if you look around the ship behind me, it's a beautiful ship. I personally was expecting it to be this nice, and it really was. Casino Royale behind me. Guys, I tell you, if you're looking for a good ship to go on and you don't want to go with the hype and the media marketing of bigger is better, such as Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas, or just recently released Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas, then you might want to consider a Voyager class ship like this. My name is Steven Stangalini. You've been watching Subliminal Escapes. Guys, an important note that I did not mention yet, our itinerary. We sailed out of Los Angeles, and it was a 7-day cruise. The ports included Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlán, Puerto Vallarta. Worth it in every way, in my opinion. Quick breakfast here in the main dining room, which you can do instead of Windjammer. Now, Windjammer is a buffet, which I will show you later in the video, where you can eat any time of day, anything you want, included in your cruise fare. Some of the footage here is from Chop's Grill, which is very popular for fee restaurant on many of the Royal Caribbean ships, but I must say, absolutely worth it. Every ship we've been on so far that's been a Royal Caribbean vessel, we have done Chop's Grill. Worth it every time, guys. All right, taking advantage of that ocean view balcony, we began to roll into the port of Cabo San Lucas, enjoying the views, seeing what does this wonderful place have to offer. Guys, the views here were absolutely stunning. Once we got off our ship, it was time to get on a water taxi, take us to the port where we would do our excursion. We were going to do an excursion on a catamaran hosted by Cabo Adventures. I think we booked it on Get Your Guide or through the Royal Caribbean app, but the day would consist of floating away out in the Sea of Cortez and really just enjoying ourselves with snorkeling, good vibes, good energy. What more can you ask for? Here's our guide giving us the rundown of the area, the rules on board, and look, our ship in the background, which I couldn't help but admire the beauty of that ship. Guys, we're about to go snorkeling. For those of you booking the snorkeling excursion with Cabo Adventures, this is what it's like. The boat parked in a really nice area where, albeit the water was a little rough, so wear those life vests, guys, make sure safety first. It was totally manageable, and we got tons of good views of all the sea life underneath. Now, many people might be asking, sharks, are there? I didn't see any, I didn't worry about it. I just admire the beauty that nature had to offer in this wonderful part of the world that is highly often overlooked. Now, we mentioned before in the video, my brother, his fiance, my wife, my best friend, all of us having a good time. This was truly an amazing experience, just hanging out, spiritually getting in touch with nature, seeing my brother and his fiance enjoy their first cruise and one of their most favorite excursions so far. It was wonderful. So if you guys are going on these cruises with family, friends, etc., make the best of it. Enjoy the journey, because the ride is definitely worth it, guys. After snorkeling at one location, we boarded the vessel and we headed to yet another location to continue even more snorkeling and admiring nature's beauty. At this point, everybody was having a good time. My brother and his fiance couldn't get enough of it. They went back in the water and were surrounded by tons of fishes. They loved it. We loved it. Everybody was having a blast. Hands down, would do a catamaran excursion with Cabo Adventures again if I ever go to Cabo on Royal Caribbean again. In the afternoon, the ride back was festive and fun. Everybody had good energy. Everybody felt amazing. What a wonderful day. Highly recommend this excursion. And once again, there's the Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas. Absolutely love this ship, guys. We were pleasantly surprised. Once we got back on the ship, it was a for-fee restaurant called Jamie's Italian, which I got a little bit of footage of the food. Again, in our opinion, worth it. Many people might not find it worth it, and I get it. Everybody has a different opinion, but we absolutely loved it. Would I book it again? Yes, I would. Hands down. You're going to get good food in the main dining room, but it doesn't compare to these restaurants where you pay a little extra. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, I believe the next day we were in Mazatlán, then at sea, then Puerto Vallarta. I may have that backwards. But once in Mazatlán, we booked yet another excursion on what's called a pulmonía, where somebody comes and picks us up in this modified vehicle, takes us on a 2 or 3 hour tour through the area, lets us know what the lifestyle is like in Mazatlán. And I tell you guys, we loved it. Yeah, it was a little hot, but it was fun. Now our tour guide is showing us a zip line that goes from the land to that island out there, which to me is crazy, but that might be some people's form of adventure. And look at this thing. I mean, that is no joke. You go very, very far on a tiny little cable. After checking out the zip line, we went along what's called the Malecón, the boardwalk in Mazatlán. Our tour guide giving us tips and tons of information about the local area, what to do here, why people come here, and gave us a rich history lesson on Mazatlán. Now, this is a unique stop. We had to stop here. There were statues of the Beatles. I couldn't tell you why. There were statues of the Beatles, but we checked it out. We enjoyed it. Our tour guide kept the vibe and the energy fun, entertaining, and kept us engaged. He was a joy to hang out with, I must say. After hanging out at the statues of the Beatles, we continued our journey northbound along the Malecón to various different areas. That's a pulmonía right there for what I was telling you earlier. If you don't know what it is, open air, kind of like a side-by-side or a golf cart or a Volkswagen. If they all intertwined and created some type of vehicle, that's what you get. Anyway, on our way northbound, we had to make a U-turn and stop at a natural man-made swimming pool, if that makes sense, where it's a swimming pool that was constructed out of concrete, but the water and the waves fill it up so you can swim in it without being pulled out by the current. Look at this thing. And I guess for whatever reason, it's warmer than the ocean. The people were saying who went in there. Seems like a pretty cool idea. I thought it was interesting, and it was just beautiful to overall hang out in this area and check out what Mazatlán had to offer. After basking in the sun, it was time to get away. This time, instead of along the Malecón, go into the heart and the roots, the soul of Mazatlán, into some of the local neighborhoods where we were going to find shopping, restaurants, the local residences. Kind of had an Art Deco Miami kind of feel, but in some type of different way, if I may say. But I tell you guys, when you go to these foreign places, it would not hurt you at all to get on places or websites such as Get Your Guide, TripAdvisor, the Royal Caribbean app, and look for things to do. Guys, welcome back to Subliminal Escapes. We are here in Mazatlán, downtown area, not far from one of the most famous churches in the city. This is an absolutely beautiful place. You guys have got to check it out. So now we're making our way through a plaza where there's a nice park and overall beauty, pigeons, etc. I mean, some might not find pigeons beauty, but they were really attracted to this tree and the people feeding them. After hanging out with the birds, we crossed the street and went over to this beautiful cathedral or church, and just awed at the art and the beauty within. After leaving the church, maybe it was a mission, we went to a local shopping area where we kind of walked around for a little bit. We were trying to gauge whether or not we wanted to eat there. There was lots of food everywhere for sale, lots of different vendors. It wasn't geared so much toward tourists as it was just a lot of clothing, just an overall market type experience. And it was nice to get out of the hot sun. Eventually, our guide would take us to the top of this hill where all the radio antennas are, and you can marvel at the coastline of Mazatlán. We're looking from south to north. Absolutely amazing. Our cruise ship in the background. We continued our journey along the Malecón. There's another Pulmonía. And just overall marveled at the beauty of Mazatlán. Many people go to Mexico and say, well, what would I do there? Hey man, this is what we did in Mazatlán. And I totally found, I found that we got the value for the tour that we booked on Get Your Guide or the Royal Caribbean app. Worth it in every way, in my opinion. But there's so many activities to do when you book on these different apps or websites. Find what works for you. This was our experience in Mazatlan, Mexico. All right, guys, good morning from Puerto Vallarta. Welcome back to Subliminal Escapes. My name is Steven Stangalini. We appreciate you being here. Today we are embarking on a food tour in downtown Puerto Vallarta, Old Town Puerto Vallarta. I believe, I'd have to get the exact name of exactly where we're at. We're gonna go to 8 to 10 restaurants, about a 3.5 hour tour. Once again, we've used Get Your Guide on this tour. It's definitely the way to go. It's gonna be a walking tour. We've been warned it's going to be hot, which it is. We're used to this kind of thing. As long as we hydrate, we should be okay. Our tour guide is just waiting for others. We are here. We're excited to embark on this journey here in Puerto Vallarta. We had never been. It's a beautiful city. We are very excited to taste and see what this lovely town has to offer. Keep it locked, stick around. Let's see what a food tour via Get Your Guide in Puerto Vallarta has to offer. My name is Steven Stangalini. You're watching Subliminal Escapes. Let's go. As you see, guys, we really enjoy booking mini tours via the apps I've mentioned before, this time a food tour in Puerto Vallarta. Now, sadly, this footage was created in August of 2025, prior to current events that had occurred there not long ago. The date of this voiceover being recorded, April of 26. About 2 months ago, there was some craziness down in Puerto Vallarta. You can look it up online. I'm not going to talk about it here. So I couldn't tell you if these areas that we visited on this food tour were impacted from such negative events. Either way, Puerto Vallarta is a wonderful city. Our tour guide took us to 10 restaurants that day. I filmed as many as I could. This one we had chilaquiles, which was absolutely tasty and amazing. I tell you guys, you can wander around and explore as much as you want wherever you go. But when you book a food tour, when you have limited time, they get straight to the point. As you saw in our Taipei video, we booked a food tour there. It was absolutely amazing. It is our go-to item when we travel. Hey, who's got a food tour and what is it like? As we venture out near the beach in Puerto Vallarta, you get an idea of the main area where all the tourists flock to. You've seen this pier that juts out into the water on many postcards when it comes to Puerto Vallarta. Seems to be a popular area. After a briefing, our next stop would be a taco spot where the food was extraordinary. Now, it was hot, so we were out there in the sun trying to stay cool as much as we could. Nevertheless, people were working really hard to ensure that we were eating really well. I failed to film the food at that establishment, forgive me, but fret not. The next place we go, we continue to film the food. All right, this restaurant, we tried what's called a birria taco. Absolutely delicious. I know the presentation isn't that much, but it was actually really, really good, guys. Along the way, we saw other street food vendors. We didn't try that last one, but I tell you, it looked and smelled amazing. Continuing the journey, we tried some local refreshments, agua fresca, as they say, a couple other delicious juices, really good stuff. All of this was walking, by the way, guys. We ended up at this restaurant where, my goodness, the fish taco, beyond compare, guys, beyond compare.
How was that? Good.
Tuna, fried tuna.
Delicious.
Wow. All right, guys, this tuna is fantastic. The spice on it is absolutely amazing. The spice level is not too much. I tell you, when you come here to Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, you've got to be prepared to eat some different foods. Like I said, this tuna is different. It's cooked perfectly. The flavor is nice. This is Subliminal Escapes. As we continue the journey, the next spot we're going to go to was actually really good. It featured a ceviche tostada, if I'm not mistaken. And my goodness, wow, look at this thing. That's what these food tours consist of. You walk a little bit, you try something, you get some history, you get ensconced in the culture. Now this was interesting. This bridge was very sketch. After walking across it, I had to turn the camera around and film a little bit. Crazy. You feel like you're definitely going to fall off this bridge. As we continue the journey through the streets of Puerto Vallarta, we eventually end up at a place that sells chocolates and exotic chocolates, including one with a bug or a grasshopper on top, that Michelle was brave enough to try. Ready?
Yes. All right. Let's try it. Should I separate it?
He didn't know it as one.
Okay.
That's why they put it together. Your face told the story.
That's not bad.
After bugging around in that restaurant, we continued the food tour and concluded it at a place that made some of the best mole we had ever had. This restaurant right here, up the stairs we go, and we enjoy the wonderful cuisine that is known as mole. This was a hybrid one, so it was a light and a dark sauce, but really good, guys. Really good. All right, guys, welcome back to Subliminal Escapes. My name is Steven Stangalini. We appreciate you being here. We are currently on the Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas on our way back to Los Angeles. It's been a wonderful cruise. This is an absolutely amazing ship. Guys, if you're considering on taking or planning on taking a cruise or considering a cruise, consider Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas, especially if you want to go out of the West Coast. A couple things about this vacation that I want to make a point about. If this is your first time cruising and you're overwhelmed by the number of ships available out there, this is not a bad option. This was our first time doing it. Smaller than the first cruise we went on. Well, it's my second cruise, Michelle's first cruise. We had gone on the Royal Caribbean Allure of the Seas, part of the Oasis class. And I tell you what, guys, that ship was absolutely amazing. However, so amazing, in fact, that it did make Michelle feel some type of way. Once you've been on one of the world's biggest cruise ships, can you go back to a cruise ship that is slightly smaller, doesn't have all the restaurants to offer? The answer is absolutely. We took this ship out of Los Angeles based on convenience, and I knew going in it was definitely a smaller ship. I'm happy to say the experience on board the ship has been nothing short of amazing. From how hard the crew works, how good the food has been. Now, regarding food, there have been times where the food is hit or miss. I like to say consistently inconsistent. This is a subject of controversy you're going to get no matter which cruise line you go on. You're going to have people come here right now and say, well, wait a minute, this Royal Caribbean cruise that you were on cannot have as good a food as the cruise we took on Carnival. Or you're going to have the MSC folks come in and say, well, wait a minute, the MSC food is better than that of Virgin Voyages, etc., etc. Our experience is Allure of the Seas, sailing date of 2014, pre-COVID, obviously. In my opinion, most of the food was great. I would say a 9 out of 10. There were a couple of restaurants we didn't like, but I would say for the most part, even with the specialty dining, it was great. On this ship, the service is what made the experience. So even if the food wasn't so great, I was able to say, you know what, we can live with that because our service was fantastic. Something you have to think about when you go on a cruise, when picking a cruise. But either way, the point of this video is to let you know the smaller ship does not mean worse. We've had a great time meeting so many of the lovely crew members on board. They've made us feel special on our vacation. Every time we've gone to a bar or restaurant, a lot of times they remember us by name. And what's also important too is they're always working so hard for you. So in my opinion, the next booking, be it Royal Caribbean, Virgin, Carnival, MSC, etc., is the experience going to be better? That I don't know. But I do know, going from one of the world's largest cruise ships at the time to something that used to be one of the world's largest cruise ships and its time, is definitely, don't be afraid to try it. It's definitely worth it if you ask my opinion. Now, Royal Caribbean, if you're listening, I would love to see an Oasis class ship go out of Los Angeles or San Diego or even San Francisco. I don't know if you guys are ever going to do that. I certainly hope you do. We've decided, though, our next booking is going to be something bigger than this, but I would absolutely 100% sail this again without question. That concludes our journey on the Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas. Our final day, we enjoyed good breakfast in the main dining room, hanging out with one another, enjoying the overall vibe, enjoying the cocktails on board, just enjoying the experience. Would we sail on the Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas again? Absolutely. Stay tuned. We have more videos coming up, including it's coming up in the end of the year here, Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas, which is an Icon class ship. And we will show you what that's all about and how does it compare to the Navigator or the Allure of the Seas. All right, guys, good morning. We are on the Windjammer on Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas, hanging out. It's the last full day. Tomorrow we are done. Enjoying our time, enjoying the ship, seeing what the Navigator of the Seas has to offer. Now this area here is the free included meal area on board the Navigator of the Seas. Over here is the bar where you can get your morning beverages of choice, in this case an espresso martini. A lot of good food and drinks to be had here. Everything in this area is covered as part of the cost of your cruise, with the exception of the drinks in the bar. We are absolutely enjoying our time here on Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas. I hope you get to try this ship out. It is wonderful. It is worth the money. This is Subliminal Escapes.